And I've got more Final Fantasy 14. Enjoying some gameplay today. Waiting on my queue for my dailies. This is what I get for sharing. Maybe I'll just head out on another patrol. Alright, let's play some quests, some MSQ. I'd love to lay out a welcome meal, but the duties I put off when I went to the market are still waiting for me. There are 101 things that need doing. I'm sorry, would you mind waiting here with Alize? What, and twiddle our thumbs while you work yourself to death? Surely there's something we can help you with. I am a great helper. I could do with a hand, it's true. Thank you. You can start by helping me sort out the larder, Alize. While we do that, could you tend to a few patients, perhaps? There are 3 in particular I mean to visit. It's just a matter of saying a few words to them and seeing that their skin isn't caked in sand. Their names are Pawnil, Todden, and Halric. They may not give much in a way of a response, but I promise they'll be pleased to meet someone new. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Da 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 da. Ba ba. Excuse me, but I was wondering if you could help. One of the merchants from Ward Sook is on the way, bringing his much-needed supplies. The problem is the wares we are offering in exchange have yet to arrive. If it were anyone else, that they could be persuaded to wait. But this particular Mord has a reputation for being extremely impatient. He even has been known to call off deals over the smallest of quibbles. I'd be grateful if you could find out what's caused this delay. While you search for the porter, I'll try to buy some time. Many thanks. The delivery expected to come from the southwest. Godspeed. Ba 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 ba. Da 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 da. Looking for work by any chance? I'm supposed to be draining water out of the plants with these siphons, but I could use some help. As you probably noticed, the whole area is lousy with all sorts of hostile creatures, which means this is not a job for the faint of heart. I'd be fine if siphoning the water didn't take so long. While I'm waiting, I'm easy prey. If you could go in my place, I'll see that you're properly rewarded. Ba, 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 ba. You're one of Alize's friends, aren't you? I hear you have a knack for putting down troublesome beasts. I'm not sure if that includes the supernatural, but walking corpses known as Gilman have been running amok outside of the south entrance. They grab anyone who wanders too close and drag them under the sand. I almost fell victim to them myself, and I was lucky to escape. Thing is, I dropped my mother's pendant as I fled, and I'll do anything to get it back. She was the patient here, you see, and it's all I have to remember her by. Luckily, we found the enchanted darts. A shot from a blowgun sent the Gilman back to whichever hell they crawled from. My plan is to rush in and grab the pendant while you shoot these undead bastards from a distance. So will you help me? I mean, I could just beat them up. Ba 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 ba. Do you have a moment? Please keep this to yourself, but one of my men has been acting strangely of late. As I'm sure you can appreciate, there are certain things that the guards here, myself included, may not wish to discuss openly. I'd hope that you, an outsider, might be able to find out what is troubling him. He's currently stationed a short distance south from here. If you could lend him your ear, I would be most grateful. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. This bop. This is a bop right here. I love this bop. Ba ba ba. Fairly certain I dropped the pendant by those ruins over there. As soon as I found it, I'll race back to the inn. In the meantime, I'll need you to keep the Gilman off my back. Here goes nothing. Do boo 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 boo. Well, that was short-lived. They could have done that more. They could have done more with that. Ha! Didn't like that very much, did they? Best of all, I got the pendant. You know, I've never seen such fine aim with a blow. You know, I've never seen such fine aim with a blowgun. The secret, though, lies in the darts. They were excavated from the ruins of Nabath Arang. According to the historians, the same darts were used by Nabath to destroy Gilman all those years ago. They were whole stockpiles of the things, in fact. Anyway, that's enough about ancient history for one day. More importantly, I'd like to thank you for all you've done. Please accept this as a thanks and give Alize my regards. I am so ready for this. Sorry, I didn't see you there. Is there something you want? Wilford sent you. Bloody hells, am I that far behind schedule? Anyway, these sacks contain our half of the deal. Well, maybe a bit more than that. I got carried away and brought too much to carry by myself. It's a miracle I made it this far. Do you think you could help me cover the last stretch of the journey? Not far to go now, and these things are heavy, so watch your back. Remember, bend at the knees. 60 seconds. Remember to tap the screen and follow. Wahoo! Remember to like and subscribe. Waha! Late. If your friend did not pour such precious, delicious tea, I would have taken my wares back to Mordsuk. Next time, you won't be so lucky. Huh. That was a near thing if I ever saw one. I dread to think what we do without these supplies. Although I must say, I didn't expect that you would end up carrying the goods here yourself. That sack was full of adobe bricks, you know. Considering that they're made only out of clay mixed with water and straw, they last an incredibly long time. Even those excavated from the ruins are still perfectly adequate for building work. In fact, the Mord planned to use them in repairing their windmills. Still, bricks are bricks, far from the easiest thing to carry over long distances. Perhaps next time we could send more than one person to transport them. Now that I think about it, this whole thing was very poorly planned. We're lucky that we had you to help us on this occasion. Hopefully it won't happen again. The heck? What brings you all the way out here? So you've been I'm talking to Wenrick. Well, if you must know, I was thinking about leaving this place. It was all getting to be too much for me. I feel like I was losing my mind one day at a time. Me and one of the others were planning on making a clean break, putting the inn behind us. But after seeing you in Alizé, I changed my mind. I'm staying here, at least for the time being. Could you give a message to my friend? He's the one I was going to run away with, a gadget chap. I'm not sure exactly where he'll be, but the watchman southeast of the inn should know. Tell him what I'm saying. I'd go myself, but I can't abandon my post. Means I gotta let him know. Raj Rocks, thanks for checking out the stream. Fresh Panda, thanks for checking out the stream. I do appreciate any help I can get. I've only got a couple hours, but we'll make it work. Here we go, got that pop. Thanks for the coins, Panda. So what is this? The Lost City of Gambit level 50. Gotcha. I remember going through all the unlocks for these dungeons, trying to unlock them all with the pain. It was a pain in the butt. I wish this game had like character customization, like different build paths and stuff that you could try. Like, I think that would do a lot of good for the game if you could try like different builds for each class. You know, like have items where it makes my vengeance like 20% more effective, or my Ffxiv deal 5% more damage or something like that. You know, like meaningful choices. Instead of just, here's the new patch, here's what's changed. I guess that kind of limits their ability to create new jobs, though. If you're already able to do something with one job, I think. Path of Exile 2 has that problem where you really only have one build that works for each class. Uh-oh. Dead. I am the dead. Fresh Panda, I really wish I got into this MMO, maybe free subscription. Dude, the first like 200 or 300 hours are free. You could totally still get into this MMO. Brent showed her the character became a dragoon. Oh, a character became a dragon. Okay, a character became a dragon. PoE 2, you have to be a mathematician to make a build work. Truth! Yeah, I don't know. I think PoE 1 is better than PoE 2, but that game's even more complicated. This game has very simple characters. Like, the classes are very, very simple. They simplified it a lot. It used to be more complex, but it's not nearly as much anymore. Which is a good thing and a bad thing. Like, yeah, it kind of makes the classes feel a bit bland, but also it makes the bosses harder. When do you think we will get the game that's fully released? Well, I would say it's fully released already. The only thing is that it's free for the first 2 expansions, and then you have to pay for the expansions after. Or are you talking about Path of Exile 2? Path of Exile 2, I have no idea. No idea. It's a decent game, but it's definitely got problems. It's got flaws. I'm not too sure the dependency on dodge rolling is a good thing. Yeah, this game is great. Final Fantasy XIV is like goated. I'm just nitpicking about the classes, you know. I've leveled 2 classes or 2 characters to max level on this game already. And it's just overall the story quality and the quality of the music and the quality of the gameplay, like it's got a lot going for it, this game. I have very few complaints, if any at all. Cause like, yeah, you can't customize the characters very much, but you don't really have to. Whoa. That was an interesting move. So what kind of games do you play, Fresh Panda? Oh, look at all this. What a fine mess. This is a lot of crap. Oh, somebody needed this dungeon. Cool. Nice. Diabolus. I don't understand what I'm I have no one to play with. I'll play with you, man. But to be honest, you don't really need anybody to play this game with, because you can do everything the game has to offer. You can do it solo for the most part. I don't think there's anything that you really have to do with other people. I think the alliance raids are the only thing, like the 20 player dungeons. That's the only thing you need other people for. Other than that, you could do most of this game in solo. Galgant bloke on patrol. You've missed him, I'm afraid. Said he wanted a breath of fresh air, so he went for a stroll. I tried telling him the air's no fresher up there than it is here, but would he listen? Would he bollocks? Anyway, last I saw he was heading north. Alright. Find this missing guy. Riding on my UFO. In a magic class. Yeah, Black Mage, White Mage, Red Mage, Summoner. There's some pretty good magic classes in this game. I like the Warrior. I play tank. remember you. One of Alizé's friends. Jeez. This must be really recent. Staying, I thought so. That's why I left by myself. Reckoned I'd get a bit further before being attacked by beasts, though. Just my bloody luck. Can you tell him that I went alone, that I got away? Wouldn't want him to blame himself. It's my own fault. It was on staying. He was set on staying, but I talked him into leaving. I should have listened. Oh, he's dead. There's no response. It's just a corpse. Bro died in front of us. Wow. Finished already. Very impressive. Are you sure you haven't done this before? Now you might be wondering why we go through the effort of siphoning from plants. There are easy ways to get water after all. Well, this stuff has certain sweetness that comes in handy when making medicines. They tend to taste quite bitter, so this takes the edge off. Not that it makes not that it makes the treatments any more effective, but the patients certainly seem to appreciate it. You have our thanks. Great. I wonder what kind of food that was. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's very good. Okay, I did all this. Actually, I've got one more side quest to do. And I'm gonna do another dungeon too. This is gonna give me 12,000 gil. And I am here for the gil, man. I love making money on this game. It's very hard to get money on this game. Well, I mean, depends. If you level up all your crafters, it can be easy, but I don't know. I find gil kind of hard to come by. Did you give him a message? He left Almirang by himself. Well, I'm glad he didn't stay on my account. I wouldn't want to hold him back from finding a new place to live elsewhere. Still, I stand by my decision. It's the right thing to do. I know it. Come to think of it, Renwick is probably wondering what's going on. If it's not too much to ask, would you mind speaking with him? Oh dear, he doesn't know that the guy is dead. Totally missed that detail, huh? Oh well. Panda, if you ever want to play Final Fantasy, just hit me up. I'm on the, I'll write it down. I'm on this server, but you can join any server and transfer to mine if you want to. Yeah, you can play on any server, but the Ether data center is like fully congested. You can't even make characters on Ether anymore. Because there's so many people trying to make characters on there. Okay, what do we have here? Ah, I love this dungeon. This is the first Heaven's War dungeon. Wait, no, this is the first Storm dungeon. the skill expression in this game is really good too. Like, you can get really good at this game, and people will notice. They'll be like, man, that tank was so good, that healer was so good, that DPS was so strong, so fast, or whatever. I like that. I like being good at what I'm doing. Maybe you'll give it a try? I say go for it. It's, you know, it's free for a long time. And by the time you have to pay money for it, you already know whether you like the game or not. You know what I mean? And they've put a lot of work into this, man. There's like 100 dungeons or something like that. I wouldn't be surprised if this game had more content than World of Warcraft. I would not be surprised at all. There's years worth of play in this game. It's taken me like 3 months to make this character from scratch, and I'm not even, like, I'm just over halfway done with the game. So it's gonna take me like 6 months to make a full character from level 1 to max level. Like, that's crazy. I mean, maybe, look, I mean, I have a job and everything, but even if I had all the time in the world, it would still take me like at least 3 or 4 weeks to get through this game. Maybe even a month. Like, it's a lot. It's a very big, massive game. That's why they call it a massive multiplayer game. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it a lot so far. Oh dang. Look at this. Alright, well that's over. I'm gonna pass on this stuff. I don't want any of that. How's the community compared to the trolls on WoW? That's an excellent question. I would say this community is like, it's the polar opposite of World of Warcraft. Like, these people are incredibly friendly. I don't think I've ever met a bad apple on this game. Like, and I've played for years, and I've never met a bad apple. And I think the reason why is because there's a lot of, like, toxic people who think that this is like a weeb game for people that like anime. And so they stay away from it. You know what I mean? The bullies kind of people, they think less of the people who play Final Fantasy XIV because they think it's a weeb game. So they filter themselves out. You know what I mean? It's like they don't touch this game because they're racist assholes. So it works out in everyone's favor because they stay out of the game and the good people, the nice people, stay. You know what I mean? I think all the trolls, they make the game better by not playing. So the fact that this game has a reputation for being a weeb game actually works in its favor. Sure thing, man. I'm here every morning. Feel free to hang out and stop by whenever you want. Every morning around the same time I go live. I have a very strict routine that I follow just for my health. And this is my gaming time, so you know when to find me. Uh-oh. I am getting popped right now. Pass. You too. Here we are. This is a nice big pack right here. I was talking that most likely you joined a party for a dungeon these games have been trying. Yeah, I think people in general have just become less social overall, you know what I mean? But I don't know, I've made a lot of friends playing this game. And I have friends from other games who played with me on here. No one communicates? Well, I'll be honest, sometimes it's like that on here too, but you can join a guild and stuff, and every guild I've ever joined has been really friendly. Usually people on this game will say hello to you when you begin a dungeon, like at the start of a dungeon, but then, since they're just random queue people, you don't really contact them after the dungeon's over. I'm sure it's like that in World of Warcraft too. This boss fight's pretty good, actually. I like this one. Morbid Advanced, so I want to be facing this way. It'll either do advance or retreat, and then it'll force you to walk in the direction that you're facing. So, you gotta avoid the puddles. It's pretty simple, it's pretty basic. These fights are very easy. But the challenging content of the game is very interactive. Like, you have to socialize to do the hard stuff in this game. Morbid Advance again. nightmare stories on that game. Well, every game's gonna have its problems, you know. No game is perfect. I think it's gonna do more of a retreat soon. Yeah, here it is. So where are you from, Fresh Panda? You're from New Jersey? I'm from New Jersey. I mean, I don't live there currently, but I was born in New Jersey City. That's cool. Pass on this loot. Get on my way. Alright, so that was high level dungeons and leveling. That's done. Next is trial. That's gonna be real quick. Trials are fast, but I mean, still fun. I really like playing this character. I live in Georgia now, but I was born in New Jersey. I lived there until I was 12, and then my family moved south, which was not a good idea. Not at all. Not a good idea. Better than both of them being killed. We should be thankful for smaller mercies. I see. In any case, I appreciate what you've done for us. Sure thing, man. The inn's home only to the patients and their carers. They don't always have time to keep an eye out for danger. That's my job. Gotcha. Well, let's move on with the main story now, since I did all the side stuff. That's the other thing about this character. I've been... what classes I usually enjoy playing? This is Warrior. The one I'm playing right now is Warrior. I also like Scholar, which is my healing class. He does not look very good right now, but he's my level 38 healer class. And then, honestly, those are the only two I've really gotten deep into. But there's like 20 classes or something. How many classes are there? Yeah, there's at least 20 classes in this game. There's like 23 classes. So there's a lot of variety, and you know, you can play around with all different classes on one character. You don't have to keep making alts. So you can just make one character, and you can play every class on that one character. So just whatever weapon you're wielding is the class that you are. So if I change to a sword, for example, I'll turn into a paladin. But I mean, there's enough here that you'll find something that you like, you know? Hey, everyone. Boom. Oop. I did not realize he was going to jump. I should have known he was going to jump right away. I popped a big cooldown just now. I hope I have enough time to use it. Okay, I do. Mostly play support or anything with range. Something away from the danger. I get you, I get you. You might like, I'll write it down. Hold on. Hold on. You might like Conjurer. It's a heal class, but can also deal damage. There you go. I think Conjurer is a great start for a new player. You'll get fast queue times, so you'll be able to join dungeons really quickly. You won't be too weak to do anything in the story. Like, you'll be able to do the whole story as a white mage or conjurer. And then you'll also be valuable in parties, so it's a great starter class. Yeah, man. Yeah, you have any questions, bring them here, man. I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have. I might even make YouTube videos if you have questions. I can make a YouTube video about it. Hi, Pen. Hi, Pen. We need some damage out here. Gotta get this guy out of the rock. Before it kills him. There we go. Nice. I'm gonna commend the healer. And we'll go from there. I don't know why it says I have 2,700 likes. I definitely don't have that many likes. You know? I definitely do not have that many likes. But apparently. Maybe I'm getting botted or something? I don't know. Why would somebody bot me? That's strange. Okay, I did high dungeons. Catch you later, good sir. Off to the work grind. Alright, have a good day at work. Alright, you take care. Main scenario. Do I want another 7,200? Why not? I'll take another 7,200. Do. Ba ba ba. Thank you. Do. Toden glances up at you blankly, but you notice the tension in his face ease slightly. Looks like he's playing patty cake. I gotta get some coffee. Alright, Fresh Panda just left. I'm gonna... Remains utterly still as he wipes the sand from his cheek. That is a creepy looking kid. That guy looks creepy. Alright, I'm gonna get some coffee. I'll be right back. I'll be back in like 1 minute. Forsaken me, oh, trust in my self-righteous suicide. Why cry when angels deserve to die? Well, one of them was a little creepazoid. Cassard's caravan just passed through, so Ron should have some fresh fruit. Right after we stop at Ron's stall, there's something she wants us to see. Alright, what is it? Oh dang, I completely forgot I was in queue. Yeah, that's in search of Alphino. Where's my fruit thing? Okay, so I gotta teleport there again. Oh, back again, are you? You need another taste of Ron's wares? Actually, we're looking to buy some nectarine. Do you have any in stock? Oh yes, nectarine, peaches, grapes, fresh and juicy. Given how richly you cracked your coin purse with me, I might still owe you food. Here, take this one, free of charge. Gods, I've never seen a moored merchant give away something for nothing before. How much coin did you spend here? Oh yes, I'll take a jar of honeyed worms as well. Oh no, they're not for me. It's an offering of sorts. Warrior of Light, he thought Alizé had changed. He's like, you eat worms now? The worms, if you please. Only the best wrigglers for you. Come again, my friends. Right, that's our shopping chores taken care of. Let's head up past the Aetheryte to the main tower. The view I want to show you can only be seen from its very top. Okay, Alizé. Let's see what you got. Show me your view. Let's go. Here are your precious worms. That buys us the trip to the top of the tower, does it not? Get glazed wrigglers! You actually brought them! I really shouldn't let you, but just this once, alright? Only once. Look at that. Big old tower. Get out of here, Fly. Come on. I'm trying to work here.
Look. Over there. Where the wall is broken.
The wall is broken. I see.
Do you see what lies beyond? That's what the land became after the light flooded in. An empty white nothingness.
Jeez, look at that. There's nothing there. It's just a white desert.
Life cannot exist in such conditions. The primordial light would wreak havoc on the body's etheric balance. that nectarine you bought. It's Halric's favorite fruit.
Nectarine you bought is Halric's favorite fruit. Looks like an apple.
Most of the patients, Halric included, survived the attacks of powerful eaters. But their fate was sealed all the same. The monster's corruption has entered their bodies, and their very essence is being subsumed by light.
I see. So it's like
the twisted state of the world itself just makes matters worse. Under normal circumstances, a person's ether naturally tends to equilibrium. But for these poor souls, the opposite is true.
The twisted state of the world just makes matters worse. Under normal circumstances, a person's ether naturally tends to equilibrium. But for these poor souls, the opposite is true. They fall out of balance.
Sooner or later, every single one of them will turn.
Corrupted light.
Tesleen and the patients, they all know this. They know what has to be done before the change goes too far, before the eater within takes over. The preferred method is mixing poison into their favorite food. In my time here, I've borne witness to a lot of last meals.
Aww.
I feel just as helpless as before. No matter how hard I fight, it's never enough.
Never enough.
But it's a war I mean to wage, nonetheless. Speaking of wars, do you remember how I made you promise not to leave me and then promptly collapsed? Well, let's just say I had a few choice words for the Exarch concerning the timing of his summons. But even if the fault lay with someone else, I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd abandon you on the battlefield. So I swore that I'd make up for my absence there by making a difference here. And that's what keeps me moving forward, even when things seem hopeless.
Respectable allies.
On which note, it's time we headed back. The longer we keep Tesleen waiting, the harder this will be for her.
I'm glad I was able to show you that. When it comes to understanding the catastrophe which befell the first, one glimpse of the empty wasteland beyond the wall is worth more than an hour of Uriange's lecturing. And I needed you to know beyond a doubt that Tesleen has no other choice. The nectarine will be a kindness. It isn't just the threat posed to others. When a person becomes an eater, the pain appears to be excruciating. The carers are truly fond of their wards, and would spare them that suffering. It is their way of fighting back against a fate worse than death. A fate worse than death. Sheesh. It seems like it, huh? Ba ba ba. You're back. I hope you had a nice time. Did you manage to find the nectarine? Here it is, Tesleen. Thank you. Alize's explained why I wanted this, has she? I can see it in your eyes. But we may not need it just yet. I spoke with the others, and we decided to keep an eye on Halric for now. Thanks to you, though, this time does come suddenly. We'll be ready to send him on his way with a taste of happier days. Well, nothing's gonna happen for a while yet, so let's see if we can't lighten the mood. We don't want our gloomy faces worrying the patients. I think it's time for that welcome meal, don't you? Take a seat, and I'll make us a nice stew.
Speak up if you'd like another helping. I made a little bit more than usual today.
And you've added something special to the broth, if I'm not mistaken.
Aye, well, it's not often we have visitors from the Crystarium, so I may have thrown in a few extra bits and bobs.
I'll have another bowl then. Rare moment for the hero of light to be a human.
That's what I like to hear. Give me a moment to warm up the pot. In a place like this, you learn to take what moments of happiness you can get. I remember when I first came here with my mother. She was showing the early signs. I knew there was no way to save her, but I just couldn't face what needed to be done. That's the way of it for most people. Why they travel from arms to stay here.
So that they can stay out of sight.
Beaten, broken souls come to wait out the inevitable. To receive the mercy of a painless death.
That is so sad.
When my mother finally left this world, I was mad with grief. But also thankful that her passing was a peaceful one.
When my mother finally left this world, I was mad with grief, but also thankful that her passing was a peaceful one.
It's never easy, ending a life you've cared for, even when you believe they go on to a better place. I often find myself wishing the Warrior of Darkness would come and do that part for me.
The Warrior of Darkness?
You've never heard the tale? I'm not sure where it began, but every child in Norvrent could tell you a version of it.
Ardbert!
Warrior of Darkness, servant of death, take care of our souls at our dying breath. Let sinners and eaters of sin go with thee, that all may return to the sunless sea. Well, that's the version I was taught anyway. It's just an old bedtime story. He's certainly never deigned to visit us here.
Maybe he did, but you didn't know.
Which is a good thing, surely. He sounds rather ominous.
Do you think so? I always liked the idea that he treated every soul the same, even the sin eaters.
They're coming.
Desleen!
Uh-oh, somebody's turning.
Have you seen Halric? I swear, I only took my eyes off him for a moment.
Well, Alize, we have to go look for Halric. I don't know what's gotten into him, but if he's wandering out there alone, we'll assign search areas to split up. Any idea where he might be headed? No, he's never done anything like this before, but it can't be a coincidence that the other patients are suddenly so agitated. They could sense something. In any case, let's keep the search close to the end. Halric isn't very sure on his feet, so he won't have gone far. I'll search the east side. Please, Halric, please be alright. He must have left the camp to become a sin eater or something. I'll cover the north and west. See no sign of Halric. Maybe he went further west. The ultimate weapon! What's up, Cindy?
Your foe acts under the protection of the crystal he bears.
So, this is what empowers him.
Beyond mortal.
Emma Matrix, thanks for the follow.
Power of
Sorry it's taking me
darkness
6
must
minutes to
needs
get
be
there.
brought to bear upon the shield of light. And so it
Oh god. Freaking spammer.
The heart of Sabik. It is the weapon's core, an enigma whose surface even the vaunted scholars of ancient Alec failed to scratch. The magic within has lain dormant for eons.
Of what magic do you speak?
A spell without parallel. Ultima. I sought the life force of the primals for no other reason but to quicken the core. For the true power of the Ultima weapon lies within its now beating heart.
Lahabrea, what have you done?
No more than was necessary for my god to be reborn.
Damn you, Ffxiv.
The hour is at hand. Behold but a sliver of my god's power. From the deepest pit of the seven hells to the very pinnacle of the heavens, the world shall tremble. Unleash Ultima!
Such devastation! This was not my intention!
Oh, Heidelin. It seems the task of keeping your champion alive has exhausted what strength you had left. Van Belsar, your enemy's shield is broken. The rest I leave to you.
We will speak later, Ascian. But first, I must deal with you. The question of who is mightier remains. Come, adventurer. Let us find the answer together.
Alrighty. Hi Eclipse, how are you doing? Do I have time for Alliance Raid? Probably not. Probably not. Oh, found Halric.
Any sign of him? No luck then. We should keep looking. The Sin Eaters are out in force, and if we don't find him soon, you...
Oh dear.
Did you see the size of that thing? It must be one of the nasty ones. Wherever it's going, it can only mean trouble.
That's him. That's Calrix, or whatever his name is. Am I gonna buy a Switch too? Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm kind of not cool with some of their policies, like the not having your data on the cartridge, not being able to mod it,
Is that...
the lack of games. The fact that you have to pay money to upgrade from Switch 1 games to Switch 2, there's a lot of problems with it. Also the $80 price tag, I'm not cool with that either.
We have to run!
There's a lot wrong with it. Oh dear. Oh dear, that's not good at all.
Tesling! No!
Oh dear. This is very bad.
We all deserve happiness, wherever we can find it. The time left to you is precious. No one should die in pain. Mother, I...
This is horrible. Oh my gosh, he's just looking on. Coldly looking on. This is gross.
No!
gosh. That's rough. Alright, I'm gonna stop here. I've only got a little bit of time before work starts, so I'll be back tomorrow. Remember to like and follow. I will be around.